1, 2, 3, I don't know who else to be. 4, 5, 6, like they say I can't be fixed.
Hi, I'm Jenny.
And I'm Jill.
And welcome to Fluffy Mother Fluffer, where we're taking life seriously, one laugh at a time.
Welcome to episode 13. On this episode, we're channeling our inner color me bad and gonna sex you up. Ah, tick tock, get on, stop, stop. Ooh.
Am I supposed to? I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know this song? Let me take off all your clothes.
No, what kind of music do you and Captain Hot Pants listen to?
Oh no, that's from like roller skating days and my rainbow bright roller skates in the garage.
That's not any better.
Well,
that's not any better.
That's true though. First, Jenny's going to take us through the psychological and physical types of intimacy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And how not everyone sees sex in the same light. Then, I'm going to tell you some fascinating facts about sex.
Cool.
Finally, we'll wrap things up with our second music and mantra corner. However, this time with mantras to use when dealing with the sexy and not so sexy side of your partner.
Oh, that's good. I'm going to need these. I'm going to need these in my back
them
pocket.
For daily meditation. Dear baby Jesus.
Right.
I just want to point out one thing as we get talking about sex here is that we're talking obviously about consensual forms of sex.
Right.
So we are aware and we support the efforts made during April, which is Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month. So we don't want to downplay the impacts of sexual assault on its victims. So if you know someone who has been assaulted or you'd like to contribute to events and causes, you can always go to rainwith2ns.org and look into that.
Awesome.
I got to ask you.
Okay.
Before we talk sexy sex, what's your move? What's your move?
What's my move?
Yeah. Like, how does Jesse know it's business time?
So if he's downstairs doing his own thing or watching his own show, I'll just send him a message and be like, you want to come upstairs?
Really?
Yeah. There's only one reason I would ask him to come upstairs and hang out with me.
Is there
just kidding?
Is there a JPEG connected to this message? Oh, okay.
No.
No dick pics? Reverse dick pics?
No.
You send him a dick pic, want to go upstairs? Whose dick is that?
Otherwise, I just like if he's laying next to me, I'm not a cuddler. So if I start cuddling with him, usually it's game on.
Yep. Mine is the foot move. If I tap Captain Hot Pants with my foot after the lights are off and the TV's off, then he knows it's go time.
Oh.
It's a little foot tap.
Yeah.
And it's always followed by, yes.
I could totally hear it. I could just hear that.
Could you hear it?
Yes.
So what are you going to tell us about
yes,
the psychological and...
So first we're going to talk about different types of intimacy, and then we're going to go into like the psychological versus physical needs.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think of? What do you think of intimacy?
For me, I think about a mental connection.
Okay.
Someone who knows me as well as I know myself and maybe even a little bit better, and someone who I connect with on a deeper level.
Right. It's not strictly the act of sex. Then.
No.
It's like the closeness that gets you to that point.
Yes.
Okay. So I would agree. And we'll go into this in a little bit, but it's, believe it or not, I'm sure everybody gets this. There is a difference between how men and women, and I say that as a general blanket, because obviously not all men and not all women think this way.
Right.
But in general terms, men and women think of intimacy a little bit different. So
yeah, Captain Hot Pants came home one day and he said, I'm not going to say who it is because I wouldn't do that, but so-and-so's wife likes to have sex every day. And I'm like, what is your point?
Good for her.
Like, that sounds fun. You should go live there.
Yeah. So I found this article, and according to Dr. Helene Brenner, who is a clinical psychologist, and she's the author of a book called I Know I'm in There Somewhere. She says there's 4 different types of intimacy. So she believes that to truly connect with someone requires a combination of all 4 of these types. And believe it or not, most of those do not involve touch whatsoever.
You need to be all 4 of these types? Like some part of you, or?
No, you don't need to be them, but you need all 4 of these things need to be met
Got it. Okay.
to really have that intimacy or closeness with somebody. So it doesn't necessarily involve touch.
Mhm.
It boils down to like connection and attention, basically. The 4 of them are emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical.
Mhm.
So to simplify them, because she really went into depth about them, and I don't want to get all boring, but
Read us the book.
so emotional intimacy basically is like affirming, caring, being interested in each other's feelings, but
Mhm.
basically being able to be vulnerable with somebody. And I think everybody knows that's in and of itself is difficult. Then the next one is mental intimacy, meaning having meaningful conversation with somebody, having shared values and interests. Spiritual intimacy basically is respect for each other's beliefs,
Mhm.
shared purpose, nurturing each other's peace. And then physical intimacy is hugging, kissing, massages, any sort of sexual touch, cuddling, or just having close proximity with someone.
Does it include sex itself?
Yeah. So all these things basically foster closeness and connection. So I noticed that nowhere in here does it say that we have to agree on our beliefs and thoughts, right? Basically, after all, opposites attract.
Mm-hmm.
But this does tell me that you have to be open-minded enough and be able to respect the other person's thoughts and opinions.
And no, not everybody is like you.
Right.
And if you want to get in my pants, you
Right.
need to get in my brain first.
Not only that, but I need to be able to share my thoughts and my beliefs with you without feeling like I'm going to be chastised for them
Oh, right.
or criticized.
Absolutely. Because, why would you want someone to see you naked who doesn't respect you?
Right. I mean, you don't have to believe what I believe.
Yeah, but I think sharing, being able to share and having someone give you the respect of going, oh, I don't really agree with that, but I appreciate what you're saying, or that's an interesting way to look at it. I've never looked at it that way myself, and leaving it at that. That's a respectful way to say,
right.
I don't agree with you. What else? Going, that's stupid.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you know what else is stupid? My vagina. I mean, your
penis.
vagina.
Yeah.
Dang it. I screwed it up.
So this brings me to the next topic of discussion, though. Do people look at intimacy differently? Do they not necessarily feel that all these are necessary to have intimacy?
Mm-hmm.
And does that different view cause issues in relationships?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say absolutely
I would say
yes.
100%.
Right. So with this thought in mind, I decided to look into it further, and I found an article called Sex and Our Psychological Needs by Mark Manson. So he actually has a blog and a website that is all about like life advice that doesn't suck. Okay, so in here, he discusses why our emotions determine our sexual behavior and not the other way around, which is a good point. So we all possess fundamental psychological needs, right? It's just like we need food, shelter, sleep to survive. We also need to fulfill our psychological needs to remain healthy and stable.
They are on Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The basic narrowed down fundamental needs are security, self-esteem, autonomy, and connection. And we need to meet all 4 of these to be happy and stable people. So here's the fun part. We have psychological and we have social strategies to meet these needs. So playing sports can fulfill our need for connection. And let's say if you win said sport, that might fulfill your need for esteem.
Mm-hmm.
Or learning martial arts can fulfill your need for security and self-esteem. So these are just basic examples, but you get the idea.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the doozy. Sex is a strategy we use to meet our psychological needs, and it is not a need itself.
Oh, can I have that in writing?
So how do we know this? Because there's no evidence that celibacy or asexuality is actually physically or psychologically unhealthy.
Mm-hmm.
You don't die from not having enough sex, despite what our husbands might say.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, there are many health risks because of sex.
Yes, especially unfaithful sex. We've gone through this.
Right.
Heart attacks,
STD. Yeah, so one could even argue that there are psychological and health benefits from not having sex. We could make that argument.
I can argue that.
We're not going to, but
No.
we could.
No.
So sex can make us happier and healthier people, right? If you're meeting all of these psychological needs and intimacy levels, that's going to make you happier, healthier, loving life, and having those connections. But it's not biological or a psychological need, but rather simply just like another drive. So on the other hand, if psychological needs go unmet for long periods of time, it will absolutely fuck you up. It'll fuck us up physically and psychologically because people could develop neurosis, addictions, and even delusions to get their needs met. Research shows that social isolation is more harmful than even alcoholism or smoking. Depression and stress are related with all sorts of terrible physical issues.
Did you see that recent article of that guy who was put in solitary confinement for like 3 months or something?
I can't even imagine.
He turned into a dog.
Oh,
he was barking when they came in. He was naked. I'm like,
I can believe
that
it.
is why that is so mentally jacked up. I understand like people do awful things, but you are essentially killing them slowly by putting them in solitary confinement.
Right. I know I was watching something recently about these people who go into caves and kind of look for new paths in these underground things, and basically how being in there for even 15 minutes, you almost start to go mad because there's no sensory anything. It's black. It's, your mind starts playing tricks on you.
That's why I don't go in places like that. That and I'm claustrophobic.
Yeah.
That's the main reason.
Yeah. So no one ever killed themselves because they were too horny, right?
I don't know.
Not as far as I'm aware. They do it because of lack of connection or self-esteem.
Yes.
So
there's another drive.
Right.
Other than the sex drive.
Exactly. Okay. So now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the differences in viewpoints between individuals. So I often seem to hear a disconnect when it comes to the topic of sex and intimacy between males and females more often than not. This difference in understanding each other's perspective can get a lot of people into trouble in their relationships. And this is something that Mark actually specifically discusses. So this is directly from Mark's website, and I'm going to just read it because I could not put it any better.
Sweet.
So much of the mismatched understanding between men and women and sex comes from the fact that men and women usually use sex to satisfy different needs. So traditionally, a woman's best route to a secure future and healthy children was through marrying a successful man. In the past, women mainly sought sex out as a form of security. Even today, there's still a lot of appeal in a man who can provide a secure, stable environment for a woman. Women have also suffered a history of having their sexuality shamed and suppressed by society. We still see this to this day. Therefore, many of them have come to feel an inverse relationship between sex and their need for esteem. Instead, they're far more likely to use sex to seek out their need for connection. And since they've been conditioned to feel bad about themselves for having sex for other reasons.
All I heard there is, it's your fault. I'm totally teasing, but that's true.
Right.
I mean, how many times do you not hear the whole, well, she dresses like a slut? Do we all forget that the inventor of the bikini was a man?
Right.
And he made bank off of women wearing bikinis? That's not like we came up with that ourselves and we're like, I'm going to wear as little as possible. And if we did, who fucking cares if we did? That doesn't mean that you have the right to take advantage of a person like that because they're dressed sexually. There's a lot of stigma against women who dress sexy.
Right. And what it basically boils down to is a power move.
Yeah.
It's a power move to not put accountability on the male gender, I guess, and say that, well, she needs to do this and she needs to do that and she shouldn't sleep around and she shouldn't wear this.
I think it sometimes just makes and again, obviously we're talking about heterosexual relationships, men that like women. I think sometimes if a woman dresses a certain way and then she's like, no, I'm totally not interested in you in a sexual way.
Right.
I have no physical desire for you. That makes the man feel lessened.
Yes.
So then she's shamed for dressing in a way that, well, you're trying to attract me. No, actually, I'm not at all. I just really like this outfit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I just know I look good.
Exactly.
And I look good for me, not you.
And again, that's not always the case, but I would say, 95% at least.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
Well, and sometimes you dress up to go out to meet people, but
Yeah. So men, on the other hand, have traditionally used their sex lives as a status symbol with other men. If you're a man who sleeps with a lot of women, you're usually seen as a more successful man. Therefore, men have largely been conditioned to seek sex to fulfill their need for self-esteem. But because men and women have traditionally pursued sex to fill different psychological needs, they fail to understand each other and criticize each other for not meeting the need they want met. Interesting. Men think women are being clingy and manipulative, whereas women think men are being insecure and desperate. So men and women get caught up in their own needs and then project those needs onto everyone around them. Women see men as cold and brutish because they expect them to have the same need for connection that they have. Men see women as manipulative and deceitful because they assume women use sex as a tool for self-esteem like they do. In both cases, they're wrong and mischaracterizing the people lying naked in front of them.
Man, you know what would be really helpful here?
What?
Communication.
Right. But, if you're not only if you're brought up to just have certain viewpoints or think of things in a certain way, or even if you're not, let's say you just never had anybody to really discuss these issues with you, society in general, it's everywhere. They kind of put these thoughts of the way things should be. I can understand, even with communication, how it's really hard to just break that cycle of thinking.
Absolutely. And in fact, I remember when we found out that we were having a girl, I remember saying, this is going to be hard. And Captain Hot Pants is like, why would it be any different than having a boy? And I'm like, you have no idea. Like the stereotypes that are out there for women. To create a strong woman, which is what I want to raise, is someone who's confident in who they are, who doesn't give a shit if they don't fit that mold. That is really hard because there is a lot of stigma against not fitting that mold.
Right. When
it comes to sexuality, when it comes to gender, which we're going to talk about next episode. Yeah. There's just a lot of different things. I just feel like women are playing catch up.
I do agree with that. I think that it should also be looked at not just, I have to do all these things, which I totally get because I have 2 girls, to raise a strong woman. I think there's still a decent amount of pressure to raise a boy because you want to raise a boy against all of the social norms that are currently out there. Like, I feel like right now we're trying to change the social norm. And a big part of that is raising our sons in a way that shows them that, hey, this is how you wash dishes. This is how you clean things. This is how you do your laundry. This is how you treat and respect and speak to a girl.
Heck yeah.
So it goes both ways. So I guess you would or could say that both men and women need to develop themselves independently of the other to get their needs met as much as possible on their own, or in other ways so they are not using sex to meet the needs of esteem or connection. You need to be okay with yourself. You need to know yourself in order to not rely on somebody else to meet these needs for you.
For sure.
Because when you're able to meet your psychological needs, then you can pursue sex from a place of power and abundance. So think of it this way. If all of your psychological needs are met and you are able to fulfill those on your own, that act of sex and intimacy means all that more. So you're not doing it because you're trying to fill your cup. You're doing it because of a want and a genuine love and connection to the other person.
Word up. Yeah, I like that.
So next question, because let's be real, there's a high percentage of us who are still working on these fluffy topics. What can sometimes happen when men and women are not understanding each other and each other's wants when it comes to intimacy is cheating, right?
Yeah.
So that would lead me to believe that there's a difference between individuals on why we cheat. Do men and women cheat differently and for different reasons?
I would want to say that the majority of the time women are cheating to feel wanted and men are cheating because they're not being slept with.
Right. You would think so.
Or they maybe are being forced into creating this intimate psychological bond that they're just not comfortable with.
Interesting.
They don't want to get to know themselves and they're like, that's not what I'm here for. So I'm going to go someplace else and get my needs met.
That absolutely makes sense.
That don't require me to get mentally connected.
Right. That absolutely makes sense.
I guess for me, having been on the opposite side of being in a relationship that was unfaithful,
Mm-hmm.
I have thought time and time again, like you kind of think, what could I have done differently?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I think some people biologically
Mm.
or just are not raised in a way to think that sex isn't for your own personal pleasure. Like, I think maybe there's just something missing in understanding that it's more than just fun.
Well, this might, right. And this might make you feel better then.
Okay, good.
Once I go through this. But
I mean, I don't feel bad.
no,
He's
but
just a dick. Not my problem, but I did at one time, you know.
right. No, absolutely.
No.
And I feel like most of us have been there at some point or another.
Yeah, back before I became a honey badger. Honey badger don't care.
So again, I think it's important for me to say, and I've said this before when looking into like friendships and romances, men and women are more alike than we are different. So the following is more of just a blanket theory. So don't get mad at me.
Nope, I'm mad already.
In general, men are more likely than women to cheat. According to the GSS, which is the General Social Survey, 20% of men and 13% of women reported they had sex with someone other than their spouse while married.
Mm-hmm.
And this was super interesting. What do you think that the age range is where like cheating spikes?
I would say midlife crisis.
Both men and women, it does start around the age of 50 and goes all the way to 70. We're the highest.
70?
Yeah.
Okay, I can see. Now, you know, this is actually a really good point because when you're talking about that sex is not just a physical need that you must have and that it actually is a psychological connection. If you're 70 and your spouse that you've been with forever is still alive, but maybe they have dementia or Alzheimer's and you need to connect with someone and feel loved when your kids are off and gone, or maybe you didn't have kids and it's just the two of you, I can totally see reaching out to connect.
Right. I guess I thought it would be 30s, 40s. When people are raising families and life just gets real tough.
Mm-hmm.
You know, anybody who's been there when you have young kids, like you're in the thick of things. Most of the time, you don't even like each other.
Right, because there's just so much going on.
There's just so much going on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised that that wasn't the case. And then I thought, well, maybe it might be because most couples have raised their families and they don't have the pressure of children to keep them together anymore.
Yeah. I feel like cheating in your 30s because you're kind of like, I don't really want to go out and meet people. It's more like I cheat with like a bag of Doritos in the bed. You know what I mean? Like, just don't tell anybody.
Oh, I know.
Bring
Jesse comes in, he's like,
chips in the bed.
You're eating in bed again?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
I do it too. I just pretend I don't.
I don't pretend. I don't give a shit.
Those are the only things I do in my bed that I lie about.
So according to Fatherly, men cheat simply because the opportunity presents itself.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, men. I'm sorry. And again, blanket statement. That's weak. That's psychologically weak. That's all I'm saying. Because you have the opportunity.
Well, here's the thing, and this is, I think, is going to make people feel better. So even when they perceive their lovers as inferior to their wives, if the opportunity presents itself. Women, on the other hand, tend to cheat up. So they replace their spouses selectively with superior lovers. The other thing is that there's just like a disconnect, I think, between the two. Usually when a woman gets to this point, she's done. She's already checked out 90% of the time.
Yeah. I mean, if she's at the point of cheating.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't think that's the same for the man? It's
No.
just because it's the opportunity?
Right. So some research suggests that women are more likely to cheat when they don't feel appreciated, loved, or understood more than men. Tim Cole, a professor at DePaul University, and he actually is an author of a book called Broken Trust, Overcoming an Intimate Betrayal. He told Fatherly, studies suggest that men make fewer such calculations. Men just might be a little bit more opportunistic on average.
No, okay, I guess that's a nicer word than weak.
So it seems that if women cheat, it's more because of an emotional connection.
Yeah.
And they tend not to cheat if they have a real sense of happiness and emotional security.
Mm-hmm.
Where it appears when going through article after article and study after study, men cheat even when they feel that they are in a good relationship, which blows my mind. So that does not make me feel better. Basically,
No.
that to me says, doesn't matter if you're doing everything right, or, you know, even if you're having a lot of sex, like if the opportunity presents itself, it's going to be more likely to happen with a man than it would a woman.
It just makes me go, oh, well, why am I putting in the effort? Like, if
No, right.
I
Like,
got no, damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't.
right.
I'm going to Eeyore that one. Oh, bother.
Perhaps it looks at the notion that a lot of men seem to have the disconnect when it comes to sexuality. Sometimes sex is simply that, just sex.
Mhm.
And HuffPost also noted that a lot of men tend to take a more forgiving stance when it comes to cheating as well, which could show men's more casual feelings towards infidelity.
Forgiving of their spouses.
Because they don't look at it as
Like, you know what that pisses me off about that is there's plenty of opportunity for women, and we're not doing that.
there's more opportunity.
That's what pisses me off because, and I'm not going to break camp here, but I could have the opportunity, and it's like I would never think to do that because first of all, I don't care to. I'd rather do crosswords and eat Doritos in the bed. But secondly, that's just my stage of life. You know what I mean?
Right.
But secondly, it's like I'm fulfilled. I'm happy with my partner. Like,
Yeah.
he's great. I would see no reason to. Not even if I was like super horny and I'm like, oh, and if he was really, okay, well, Randall Cobb would have had a chance. That's all I'm saying. Okay. But we all know you have your cheat list, right? Like, but it's like celebrities. It's not like it's your next door neighbor. Because then it'd be like if the opportunity presents. So,
well, that was the thing because we do live in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So we have the Green Bay
yeah.
Packers here, and we've had plenty of good-looking Packer players. And I've tried to put one or two of them on my list, and Jesse's like, no, that's actually possible. You could actually run into these guys. We run into guys all the time. He's like, no, he like vetoed that.
One time I got the winkies from when the Harlem Globetrotters came into town. One of them kept turning around and winking at me, and I'm like, not today. What's your name? Not today. He was cute though.
Were you married at the time?
No.
Oh, why not then?
Guess I wasn't opportunistic.
I guess not.
Do. That's what I would be humming while we were having sex. Out loud though.
And there he is, like thrusting, and he's
spinning
spinning
air
a
on his
basketball
finger.
on his air. Yeah, that would be hilarious. It's like a circus act in here.
Damn it! Now I
And-
retract.
And
Where
on
are
a
you?
waterbed. And on a waterbed.
Where are you, sir?
Somebody messaged us.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about waterbeds, and they're like, "It's the best thing ever."
Well, see, and now I'm like, I need to see this.
I
so.
know. Well, and somebody said you should fill up an air mattress with water and give it a go.
Then you got to throw it away after because there's absolutely no way you could try it back out.
Oh, I'm doing this.
Oh no, we can do it. Well, we can't do it together.
Where's she going with this?
Oh, this got weird.
We were just talking about cheating.
Oh, shit.
Edit. Hey, what?
Hey, remember 2 weeks ago when we talked about
No.
black sheep of the family?
Kind of.
And I made a bunch of terrible sheep puns. I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What if you were the black sheep of the family because you were having sex with sheep?
Oh my God. Oh,
So
dude.
I only bring this up because I was just looking up interesting facts about sex. I found an article about a guy
Ugh.
at Fresno State College
Okay.
who was, this is to quote the name of the article, a university, EWE, student admits to having sex with sheep because he was stressed about exams. He kept going into the barn, the agricultural barn on campus,
Oh my God.
and sleeping with the sheep to relieve himself from test
You should
anxiety.
goddamn hand.
Yeah. Well, it's not how we relieved test anxiety when I was in college. I'm just saying. But yeah, he was drunk one night, 3 a.m., and they found him in there. And he's like, yeah, I've been doing this. I've been doing this a while.
Oh my God, that poor sheep.
Yeah.
Do you remember a couple years ago, somebody around here was arrested for doing that to horses?
Mhm.
Not even his own, I don't think.
No. Oh, no. He was going someplace else, and they were not his horses.
That is, I mean, like I genuinely feel bad for these animals. And I'm sorry.
What if it was reversed, though?
Like reversed how? Like
the
a girl having
The horse penetrates you.
Oh.
No?
Well,
I'm just wondering.
okay.
I'm
first
not
of all,
saying I agree that that's okay. As I told Captain Hot Pants when we were talking about it, I said, well, no, because that's still non-consensual because you can't ask a horse to penetrate you. And then I said, what if the dog did that? And he goes, no, you're making it weird. I'm like, what's the same thing?
You brought up like a horse. I mean, that's like big, isn't
Oh,
it?
you think so, but wait until you hear my interesting facts about sex.
Oh, God.
You ready?
I don't know. I can't get this out of my mind now. I
can-
feel like a dirty, dirty girl. Oh, my God.
Now you're going to go home and Google. I don't suggest Googling it with our business account, please. I don't want to go into this search history looking for something and be like,
Well, okay, well, I'm just
who's
saying.
Googling horse sex? This is weird.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
But when I found that article, I'm like, this is interesting. Like, it got me thinking people are into some kinky shit. And maybe I need to look up some surprising facts and share them with you all about sex. Want to hear the first interesting fact? Singles have less sex.
Really?
According to a survey of men and women, relationships are the catalyst to consistent sexual activity. 42% of married people have sex several times a week, compared to 40% of people in committed relationships, 30% of people who are engaged, and 20% of singles. The most surprising part of the study for me was the line that said married people have sex several times a week.
I was going to say.
I was like, where are you getting these people? That sounds tiring. I've got like HGTV to watch and like books I want to read. And
right.
I suppose you could hold a book.
Well, here's the thing. If
But-
it was just like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, that would be one thing, right? But, you know, you have the getting to that point,
And the
And then-
connecting.
the cleaning up afterwards. It's just fucking
It
exhausting.
just takes too much.
It does. It really does. Yeah.
Another interesting fact for you.
Okay.
61% of millennials have had a one-night stand. You and I are millennials.
Mm-hmm.
61% is over half of millennials.
I
There's
believe it.
2 of us in this room. That means it's 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm. I've had a one-night stand.
Okay.
It was after.
I guess 100% of this room.
Oh!
Kind of, sort of. But I wouldn't call it that because, like, I had intentions of dating him.
Oh, I
It's
had
just
no intentions.
it
no
just
intentions
wasn't.
whatsoever.
it just didn't end up being a good connection.
Actually, when he put his number in my phone, I was like, "What the fuck?" I'm
Um,
just kidding.
Oh, honey, no.
No, that's not what this is.
Mhm. I'll call you. But did you know this is also kind of interesting about one-night stands is that one-night stands and cheating are thought to be genetically motivated.
What?
There's something called DRD4, and if you carry the variant of that gene, which is a dopamine receptor, you are more likely to have a cheating or a one-night stand history. So it's like a pleasure center. If you have that, some people do, some people don't.
Yeah.
You are more likely to cheat
Does-
or have a one-night stand.
Does that kind of follow the same thing as like instant gratification? People who
Yeah, people that have addictive personalities and
yes,
stuff.
yes,
Probably.
exactly.
I wonder if that same genetic component is in people with addictive personalities.
I'm wondering that too.
I bet it is.
That would make sense.
We'll give it a Google.
Yeah.
With horse dicks
Mm.
later. Speaking of one-night stands, 52% of male travelers and roughly 40% of females have had a one-night stand while traveling.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
If you're going to have a one-night stand, drive someplace else and do it.
Right.
And then you really reduce the chance of ever having to see them again.
Right.
Women are nearly just as likely as men to find their own happy endings without you. So,
Oh.
I know we like to think that only men masturbate and 90% of men admit to it, but 88% of women have no problem
Hell no.
pleasuring themselves as well. We're just not supposed to talk about it.
In
Going
fact,
back to Jenny's segment.
Yeah.
We're just not supposed to talk about it.
in fact, most of the time it's way easier to just do that.
Yeah.
Not from personal experience or anything. I'm just
Well-
saying. It just
While the average size penis is 6 to 7 inches long and only 15% are longer than that, you want to hear the world record holder?
yeah.
13 and a half inches long for New Yorker
Ooh.
Jonah Falcon.
Jonah Falcon.
Should I get the measuring tape? Do you need a visual? Okay, wait, I'll hold out. Look, so this is a ruler. So it's like this. Can you imagine that?
That's
guys-
that's 15 inches.
Oh, you would know.
I'm pretty good at guesstimating.
Okay, so your ruler. So just get out your kids' school ruler when they're not looking, and then add an inch, and that's Jonah for you.
Speaking of which,
Jonah.
have you ever measured your husband's?
Sometimes you measure it with your hand, and then you go put it up to the ruler later. Go. Oh,
That's hilarious.
I know how big it is.
It's this big. You hold up your
So
hand.
silly. Oh. What episode was that we talked about that? We really don't care. Oh, dick pic episode.
Oh yeah.
It,
Now, do they talk about girth at all?
No. So this is just how long it is.
No.
So I don't know if he's a grower or shower, and I also don't know circumference.
Yeah.
I only have the information on length.
Okay, well, you need to do a little
Where are
bit
you
more
gonna put
research.
that? Like if he's a shower and this is not a grower, where does he put that? Like, where does he put that during the day? How does he how does he go running?
Probably like tucks it in and then goes in his butt crack.
Oh, like a flip back,
Yeah.
a finkel.
Oh my gosh. Also, have you seen these new underwear that have like a hammock for your balls?
No.
Okay, I told Jesse I was going to buy him
Boxer
some.
briefs, or are they like
Boxer briefs, and they have like a little hammock to hold your balls.
for
And
comfort?
Yeah, and I said, would you wear these if I bought these for you? And he's like, yup.
Now I kind of want to wear them.
You
I
know,
mean,
it's not going to do you any good.
yeah, but I don't know.
But they're really
Picture it.
cute too. They're like balloon animals humping each other, and
Oh, geez.
yeah, they're cute.
Another fun fact, the average ejaculation speed is just under 30 miles per hour.
Holy crap.
So every time you drive through a school zone now, people, sperm is faster than you. I just want you to say, listeners, when you drive, the next time you drive through a 30 mile per hour zone, when you're in the car with your spouse or whoever, your partner, I just want you to go, this is how fast sperm come out of a penis. This one made me laugh really hard. The average vagina is 3 to 4 inches long, but it can expand up to 200 times, so up to 12 inches.
Yep.
It is an optimistic sex organ.
Yeah,
But Jonah still wouldn't fit.
no, that's true. That's true.
Jonah would still be like hanging out on the other side of the bed.
Yeah, so actually when women are aroused, it expands.
Mhm. Optimistically. One of the best times to have sex, right after hitting the gym, when your testosterone levels are up and blood flow throughout your body is up, including to your nether regions. Blood flow is rocking to your nether regions after you work out.
Yeah, but you're all gross and sweaty.
Well, yeah, you need to take a shower anyway.
That's true.
Might as well go at it. 21% of men admitted to watching porn at work. See, the guy in his car wasn't that far off base because 21% are actually doing it in the office.
What the fuck are you talking about? The guy in his car.
The guy in the car who had the porn that looked like you.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Remember?
I forgot about that.
Remember your porn star doppelganger?
Yep.
We did used to have an issue with that at the job center.
People would go in
People would
on
sit
public
there.
computers.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
my God. With
I
people
don't know
all
why.
around them?
Yep.
Weirdos.
You said it. I wasn't allowed to. And finally, 1 in 5 people use their phones during sex. As in, they're on their phones during sex.
How? Like, I just need to play some Candy Crush here or what?
Yeah, do your thing. I'm going to play Candy Crush. This is why I was like,
Oh.
oh, maybe I could make more time and be one of those married couples that has sex multiple times a week. I should be able to multitask.
Yeah, I guess. If you're just going to
Hold
lay
on.
there.
Let me open Hulu on my phone. All right, I'm ready. Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, my God. Bad choice. Bad choice. Bad choice.
Okie dokie. Special segment time.
Woohoo.
Since today we're talking about consensual sex with someone you love or someone you tolerate or someone you just feel like sleeping with, sometimes we fit in that middle group. We thought we'd throw you another music and mantra corner. So this time, though, instead of advice for life in general, our mantras are things you might repeat to yourself or remind yourself when you're dealing with that special someone's shit.
I've been looking forward to these all week.
You ready?
Yep.
Some of these were written in the moment of me going, I'm going to fucking kill him. So get ready to be inspired. Cue the music. If you ever question whether you love someone, listen to them clear their throat for 20 minutes. If you haven't killed them yet, then yeah, you're in love. Jenny knows this one's for real.
Oh my God.
Because I literally messaged her and I'm like, I'm going to fucking kill him. Been walking around the house going, for 20 minutes. And I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him.
I would have been like, you can sleep in the other room.
If you find yourself hiding in a closet to do something your wife hates, just so you don't make her mad, at least take your phone with you. So when she texts you where you are, you can say, in the closet, and really open up a weird ass conversation.
He was hiding in the closet.
He's in the fucking closet
Just standing there?
playing Minecraft,
Oh.
which grinds my gears because I don't know. I'm just a spiteful bitch, I guess. It's the excessiveness of it. But anyway. Love like Bing Bong in Inside Out. Remember Bing Bong?
No.
Who's your friend that likes to play Bing Bong, Bing Bong, the kind that makes you yell hooray, Bing Bong.
Kind of.
Remember him?
Mhm.
He's the one that sacrificed his life
Oh, yeah.
for Riley. Love like Bing Bong and Inside Out. Put your whole heart into it and leave everyone with an annoying theme song when you're gone. Okay, seriously though. Did you ever have a song? Like,
Yeah.
you know how some people have their
Yeah.
songs and now when you hear it,
Yeah.
you're like, you fucking ruined this song for me and I love this song.
I don't think that.
I do every time I hear Lone Star's Amazed.
Oh.
And every time I have to play it at a wedding, I'm like, I'll do it because I like my clients, but no.
Don't want to close my eyes.
Oh, Aerosmith?
Mm-hmm.
What, because of the movie? Whatever that was called, the movie with them. We're all dying.
Armageddon.
That's it.
Armageddon.
Oh. Falling out of love can happen. See it not as a problem, but as an opportunity. After all, Danielle Steele has made bank off of being married 5 times.
Oh, shit. Really?
Did you know that she has 9 kids and she's written 179 books? Don't ever give up if you've tried love with men, women, and nothing seems to stick. Just remember, in 2014, a California man married his dog and it was legally recognized by the state. In fact, in Bali in India, you can marry a dog if you want to.
What the fuck?
Guess our sheep friend wasn't that far off
Oh,
base.
my God.
And I read someplace that in France, you can legally marry a dead person. I'm not sure on that one, but
Huh.
I'll get back to you. I mean,
I don't know why, but marrying a dead person seems
Better?
better
Yeah.
than marrying a dog.
why is that? Because they're a person, but they're dead.
Because they're dead.
How dead are you talking? Like dead or like freshly dead? You're like going to a morgue and getting married, or are you going to a cemetery?
Oh, I was thinking cemetery, but yeah, that's
Damn.
weird.
I'd probably go dig up somebody cool. Maybe like Johnny Cash or somebody. Then I'd probably be haunted by his wife. Jude would come back and like,
Kick your ass.
yeah, she'd totally kick my ass. If your partner ever yells at you for remembering every little thing they do wrong, just blame them. Frequent sex boosts memory. And if sex is their idea most of the time, then it's their fault your memory is so great.
Oh.
So it's their fault. So the next time you're like, yeah, and that time that you blah, blah, blah. And then they get all mad, just be like,
My
that's
God.
your fault. And finally, a great sex and love life is about balance. Just know that you burn roughly 3 calories for a minute of sex.
That's it?
So for 30 minutes, you can have a fun-sized bar of chocolate. 2 fun-sized things in 1 hour. How fun!
How many calories do you burn masturbating?
Oh, I have no idea. You would think less. Well, what are you doing? Thank you for coming to Music and Mantra Corner. Have a nice day. What's your fluffy takeaway for the day, Jenny?
That some guy in New York has a really big schlong.
Yeah. I haven't been able to get that out of my head.
No. You know what I can't get out of my head is this whole horse thing. It's so disturbing.
Bestiality and
What is your fluffy takeaway?
my fluffy takeaway is that men are opportunistic. I mean, Jesus.
In general.
Yeah. Other than that, though, I think it comes back to communication once again, that we need to kind of get out of our heads of like this fluffy idea of, hey, this is how I feel, so this must be how you feel, and understand that not everybody's coming from the same perspective. Not everybody has the same psychological needs that are fulfilled
Right.
by having sex, but that, yes, it does fulfill a need, and you need to be cognizant of how it fills a need for your partner.
Right. And
Mic drop!
not just communication, but being open-minded.
Yes, open-minded.
So communicate and on the receptive end, be open-minded.
Absolutely.
Remember, you can like, follow, share, and review us on Facebook and find us on Instagram and YouTube. Find our podcast and blog on our website, fluffymotherfluffer.com, And feel free to email us at any time at fluffymotherfluffer@gmail.com with topic ideas or to discuss anything we've covered. We'd love to hear from you. You can also review us on Apple Podcasts to let us know how we're doing. Bye.
Oh yeah, bye. See you later. Thank you for joining us on Fluffy Mother Fluffer. Hopefully this episode lifted a little bit of fluff off that pile called life. And if not, well, join us again next time, you fluffy mother fluffer, you.
Wait. Danielle
Steele,
is
the
a girl?
romance writer. But like, I can hardly write a segment without having to go threaten someone or feed someone. So that alone is impressive. That she wrote 179 books with having 9 kids.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I know. Right? Can't even.
Maybe we're slackers. No, that's not it. We just don't have a nanny. We gotta get a nanny.
Yeah. We need to start making money.
Or 5 husbands. No, I guess she had them one at a time. So.
Well, I would hope so.
I don't know. Sister Wives is a show, so who knows? I don't judge.
Speaking of that, considering our feelings about sex,
Yeah.
does that ever appeal to you, Sister
I
Wives?
hate that guy. I'm sorry.
Do
but
you?
That guy is a masochist. He is arrogant. That guy sucks.
He is, but you really only have to deal with them like once a week.
But yes, but without him, if he wasn't the guy
Yeah.
of Sister Wives, if it wasn't him, sure.
Yeah. If it was just some random guy,
Every once in a while.
and you just had to deal with them every once in a while.
Yeah, because
and
it'd be like our dream. It'd be like living on the Golden Girls set.
Yeah.
But we'd just all share the same guy. So it'd be kind of weird, but
Well, yeah, but you know,
but doable.
you got your jollies off once a week,
Yeah.
or once a month, or whatever you wanted, and then you got to live with like friends.
Yeah, I'm in.
Maybe we
Let's
should.
pick someone.
Our husbands are both like, I'm it. I called.
Winner,
Dibs."
winner, chicken dinner.